What's your name?
My name is Jamar Willis. We learn about Inner River Lagoon, how its problems. Like we killing dolphins, manatees, fish, and we learn about how the species of it live in the lagoon.
Name?
Jen Powell.
What did you find about the Indian River Lagoon?
It contains 370 birds, 2,200 animals, and it's made up of 5 lagoons.
We learned about how the lagoon is 40% of the east coast of Florida, and it brings 3.7 billion monies to Florida every year, and it's 156 miles long.
My name is Katiana, and I wrote notes down about the Indian River Lagoon. And the Indian River Lagoon is a grouping of 5 lagoons: the Mosquito Lagoon, Banana River, and the Indian River. That is grouped. And the Indian River Lagoon was known as Rio Diaz, and it has between 200 and 800 animals that live there, and 10,000 different species of plants and animals.
Thank you.
Like Auntie said, my name is Austin Jordan. I'm the Senior Digital Marketing Specialist at the Center for Advancement of Science and Space. That's a super long acronym. Basically, what our organization does is manage research on the International Space Station. So we work with a lot of different commercial companies, some names that you've heard of, ranging from some names you might not have heard of, but we've worked with Puma, Cobra Golf. We've worked with big pharmaceutical companies that make, the prescription drugs that you might buy or find in a pharmacy. We work with a range of companies, and the whole goal of this is to work with really innovative brands and people that are doing really cool science and try to get them connected with the space station in the hopes that they can take whatever they're working on and make it better. And so that's really the goal of what our company does, and what I do within that infrastructure is work to communicate the science that we're working on. So it's my job to take all the technical jargon and information that the scientists are talking about, figure out how to package that, and then present it to y'all.
What's that long?
This thing right here?
Like no.
This thing?
Yeah, that whole thing going across. What is that?
That's called the truss. So that's one of the first things they built up there, and the idea for that is that that's the support that everything else is built off of.
How did y'all get that in space?
I know, isn't that crazy? So they built it here in Florida, and they just shot it up.
That big thing right there.
Yeah, no, see, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so how do you think they built it?
There's the parts of these.
There you go. Yep.
They built it in space.
They built it in space. And the really cool thing is the pieces were all built, I think it was 10 different countries built different parts of this. And some of the parts that had to connect, the first time they actually ever tested to see if they connected was actually up in space. So I mean, we talked about teamwork and science and teamwork. Imagine working with people in a different country that don't even speak your same language. You're designing something that has to be launched up into space and actually fit together and work perfectly. And so I think it's one of the coolest things in that regard too. It's a real testament to scientists working together.
Daniel's going to demonstrate to you all what happens to an astronaut in space to their vestibular system. What we're going to do, Daniel, is I'm going to spin you in the chair. Obviously, it's a spinning chair. And you're going to show us using your hand signals which way you think you're going. So if you think you're going right, just use your thumbs and show us right. If you think you're going left, left. And if you feel like you've stopped, straight up and down. The reason why you're using your hand signals is because I'm going to blindfold you and we're going to put headphones on. Because we don't want to see how your vision and hearing is working. We want to see how your vestibular system is working. Ready?
So you got your feet on the table and stuff and on the chairs? Woo! All right.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, good job.
You're like just putting it there. It has to be something
I'm
like
going to help you out a little bit. Imagine this is your floor of your museum. Put your treasure, you have a super treasury there.
that's your quest.
So then you build the beam around.
But it has to come back to this.
Around the treasure.
First off, what was the first thing Natalia tried to do? She tried to line it up. So let's try to do that first before we do our mirrors.
Then where's the laser?
You gotta push it up some.
Every time you look at it, turn it, yeah, I was going to say it.
Oh, that movie. Oh, no, I don't want to do it. It's shy.
reads any kind of space. It's not reading it right. She said it has to be pretty precise.
Oh my god.
Got the white paper on top of it.
No, we're doing tornado though. The nitro boost is cool, but I want you to use your reference
It's lost,
sheet.
man.
You're going to use this map, and you're going to use your robot and try to get him to go all the way to school down these avenues. It's going to be challenging. There's a couple different copies for you to work, and we'll go ahead and for you to use. I would suggest when you do this that you work with your team to map out a plan before you start coloring. Different sensors on this tiny little robot that recognizes the colors that you're coloring. If you look while this robot is going over your colors, the light at the top will change to tell you that it's actually read the color. It's a really good indicator of whether you're doing your coding correctly or not.
My name is Demaya Strader, and I'm going to be talking about the CVS Distribution Center. The distribution center is 7 football fields big, and the cranes cost $1 million each. The cranes, there's also 24 cranes in all, and each crane goes about 45 feet per second.
My name is Daniel, and me and my group went to the distribution center. Distribution center is a pretty interesting place. They have collapsible totes and a machine called the Tote Erector that can fix them. The guy that was in charge of it, he had constantly had to fix them because the machine made a lot of mistakes. The totes, they had a barcode on each of the totes so they know where the totes were going. And if the totes were in the wrong place, the conveyor belt would ship them to where they needed to go.
And on the next one, if you're
My name is Kayla Atkins, and I wrote about the CVS Distribution Center and what we did on our trip there.
I'll be right over. I saw you.
First, when we first got there, we met all of the supervisors for each section of the center. We had to put our bags and phones in a room because there were no pictures allowed because they can't be taken inside of the warehouse. And we learned that the CVS Distribution Center in Vero Beach is one out of two of the only ones just like that one. The other one is in Texas. And like when we first walked inside, we all thought the warehouse smelled and looked like Sam's Club. We saw different types of things that dealt with engineering. We saw robotic cranes that put the blue totes for all of the supplies in the right places. And one robotic crane costs $1 million. And they have 24 robotic cranes in the Vero Beach CVS Distribution Center.
My name is Matthew, and I'm talking about the dirty money experiment that we did. We had a petri dish, 1 tablespoon of salt, and a little less than half a cup of vinegar. We mixed the vinegar and the salt. We poured it in the petri dish. Then put the dirty penny in. Then we took the penny out after a good 20 seconds. Then we rubbed it, and after that, the penny was clean. After we rubbed it.
start out like this? You guys, especially talking to everybody, because none of y'all saw it. Did we? What did we start out with? Okay, we started out with the liquid, and it looked like what? Milk, right? You said it looked like. Could somebody pull out one of those paper towels? About two, or get another one. Put it on the table. All right. But look, so we started out with the liquid, and we ended up with a what? Solid.
Take two. Gotcha. Woo! Whoa. Oh my.
Continue our open house, ladies and gentlemen, with the presenting of the certificates. All right? Yeah. The first certificate of participation goes to Caitlin Atkins. Our next certificate goes to Kayla Atkins. Kyrie Brown. Toriana Bynum. Cortland Dix. Matthew, is it Dougal? Elijah Gibbs.
All right, if you did not get a certificate at this moment, that means you owe me work. That's how I told you owe me work. That's how it goes. So at the end, I'm here, so when you finish your work, you get it. Right?
This summer, you taught me a lot. I appreciate everybody else for the degree, and we present you with this.
Thank you. I want you all to know this is my favorite flower, along with Bird of Paradise. You know why I love this one? Because it's so delicate. It reminds me of the children. You have to handle them with care. This is one delicate plant. It's beautiful, but you can bruise this. Tamaya, I'm talking about you. You can bruise it. They are delicate. Every one of your children. I had a great time with them. I love the experience that I've had with them. They can't even make me mad enough to do, for anything. Just for a moment, but it's nothing personal. All right? So they're all good.